Alright, so we're back to this question and we're doing part 3. So now we're talking about the other ship, Hero. Now it's 6 kilometers, okay? 6 kilometers, so basically B is now 6. Okay? It's worth 2 marks. And I guess kind of in the context of the question, you might find it hard to get these 2 marks just because it's meant to be at the end and you've already gotten marks for sort of ideas like B equals 15. So, okay, describe how the brightness changes as Hero sails from left to right. Give clear reasons for this. Okay, so actually it doesn't even say x equals 0, right? It says for all, it just says from left to right. So that's probably where the difficulty comes in. Okay, so let's put in B equals 6. So this becomes, so 6 squared is 36. Okay, so these are nice numbers. Okay, because 36 plus 64 is 100. It's a 10 squared. Okay, so this becomes 2x, x squared plus 10 squared plus 16 times 10. X squared plus 10 squared minus 16 times 10. Okay, so this is x squared plus 260. X squared minus 260. No, sorry, minus 60. Okay. So notice that x squared minus 60, the zeros of that are somewhere between 8. It's not quite 8 because that'd be 64, right? Less than 8. So that's sort of within the 2 light regions. Okay, so the derivative does something interesting at x equals 0 and at x equals the square root of 60. Okay, so if we were sailing across, so for a minus 8, so maybe we'll just take a large negative number, okay? So our ship is kind of going like this across, this is a distance of 6. And there's 2 kind of important points, at 8 and minus 8, and then there's the origin here, okay? Okay, so if x was really, really negative, so let's just start really far away on the left. This is always positive, okay? And this is going to be positive and really, really positive. So this whole thing is going to be positive and this is going to be negative. And the derivative is the negative of that. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is always positive as well. I should have mentioned that at the other part, but yeah, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, I think in this kind of test you have to mention it because they won't assume that you know it. Okay. So that's positive, positive, really negative. Okay, but then it's negative, so it's really positive. Okay. So it's increasing. Okay, so the brightness is increasing. So increasing that way. Okay, so then when it gets to negative root 60, so negative root 60, and it's going to be increasing all the way, right? Because that argument applies to all the numbers that are beyond root 60. But once it gets to root 60, negative root 60, it's going to peak at a maximum. Okay. Okay, and then after root 60, so if it's between plus root 60 and the origin, so it's still negative. But now this will be negative. Okay, so that'll make that positive, and then that will make the minus sign at the front will make it negative. So it's going to go down again. So the brightness is decreasing. Okay, so the brightness is decreasing until it gets to the origin, which is 0 again, right? This is 0. And then once it passes the origin, well, now this is positive, okay? This is positive. This is still negative. This is positive. So this negative times this negative will be positive. So it starts increasing again. Okay, and where does it increase till? It increases till get x equals to root 60. Where it becomes 0 again. Okay. And after it becomes 0 and x goes beyond root 60, that means this is all positive again. Once this is positive, that's positive, and x is positive, then the whole thing's positive, and times by that negative sign will make it negative. So it starts decreasing again. Okay. And as x gets even more positive, the same status is held. So this is still going to be positive, 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 and negative. So it's going to just decrease indefinitely. Okay. So I mean, from the original formula, when x is really, really negative, the denominator will be really big. Okay. So basically, the brightness will be like 0. Okay, and it'll kind of increase. It'll increase until it gets to minus root 60. Stop. Decrease until it gets to the origin. Increase again. So it's actually kind of interesting that when b is 6, that it's a minimum instead of a maximum. Okay. But when b is, what was it, 15, it becomes a maximum. Okay, so this is pretty much as the question can hope for. And I guess depending on the culture of these exams nowadays, I mean, there's not really a minimum requirement that gets you these 2 marks. Sometimes you could be judged, because so few people might attempt this question. You might be judged on the quality of your answer anyway. Okay, and this does address the question rather completely. But if you did miss some little points here and there, like practically it wouldn't justify losing 1 whole mark for it, but it may. I don't know how they do those rankings. I don't really believe in the rankings, but if they had them, they would have to make some judgment call, because I think many people will get a full marks for this exam in the state.